She-Rag got me. It's Week 16 of the 2024 season. And up next, we'll see Drake London, author of an 1,100-yard season so far, and hoping to add more. It's the Bears and the Vikings, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
The good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16. We've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Hello, everyone. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, this is a contest truly worthy, I guess you would say, calling it a showdown. We have the league's #1 passing game going up against the league's #1 pass defense. Time to decide which of the league's best is truly supreme.
And for fans who love this game, who follow the NFL, matchup like this in the regular season can't really get any better, can it? And I know it's only the regular season, but the intensity that I'm feeling so far, already like a playoff atmosphere.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This one fielded at the 5. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing to start the drive, Lucas. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll get this down only to the 18. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Back to throw. Doyle. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Jamar Chase, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Here's the option play now to the left. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And with the playoffs ahead, this is how you build momentum, because they pitched a shutout last week, and I don't care who you're playing. That's not easy to do at this level.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. They start the drive with White. It's a solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Harris running straight ahead, and he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. And Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Come on, set.
Singletary to get the drive started. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Singletary again, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Inside handoff, Smith. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Take it at the 37. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run. Man, it was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
To throw on 2nd down, Doyle, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
What we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's got some space here.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Throwing on 1st down. Doyle. Going down the middle, and it's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Doyle. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse it. This is
and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Wow, so wipe out the... Roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the post game. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession.
Here we go.
As they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Back to throw. Lucas. And complete to Drake London. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
So really a nightmare of a first half for him, Charles. His 2nd lost fumble already.
And when they hand us a stat sheet, Brandon, and we see 2 lost fumbles, we usually think quarterback and running back, don't we? It's not often you see guys on the perimeter lose the ball like that.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Doyle. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Yannick Ngakoue drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lucas. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
To throw on third down, Lucas.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a toss to Singletary running to the left.
And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back?
What?
That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming down.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
To throw on second down, Doyle.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 35.
Let's go.
Harris will score. Touchdown, Vikings. So another rushing touchdown for him this year. Boy, he's found the end zone quite a bit so far. Charles, that now an even 20 scores on the season.
And you know how often we use the term, probably I overuse the term, imposing their will? Well, these defenses have become really powerless to stop him. That's what we've seen from him and his team this year. You know he's getting the ball down here in the red zone, but he's just got that strength of will himself, and he's used it to great effect.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
There's Tommy Tremble. He and the rest of his offensive mates getting set for the upcoming series.
Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
Right back to Singletary on second down.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, Lucas. Throw left side complete. That's Edwards.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. All right, this is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 1st and 10, Lucas. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe. I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. And the Bears going to take over now late in this first half.
And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throw left side, there's London.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw on second down. Lucas. That's into the hands of Edwards. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Lucas. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw. Lucas.
Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. On third. Here's an option play right. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. For him, what an accomplishment in this game, surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. And all the time we talk about these guys out wide like him that are so athletic and can do so many things. But take us a little deeper. How has he done it this year?
Well, you helped with this because when we sat down with him before the game and discussed his season, and you said to him, okay, I have a vision that you, similar to a pitcher, change up a lot of things, right? Different arm angles, different slots that a pitcher would do. You do that with your route running and all that. And I loved his response. He said, yeah, I do that. But one of his best friends is a world-ranked tennis player, and he talked about serves and how you change up, take pace off, do different things, and he incorporated that into his route running.
So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's the Packers who have the lead as that game approaches halftime. Devontae Adams, a touchdown reception. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Desmond Ridder, 4 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Trey Lance with a couple of touchdown passes. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bears, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the...
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They'll start the drive with Harris. 54 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles about the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
On second down, they'll run with White. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Throwing on first down. Doyle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
Basement. Defense.
So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Back to throw. Doyle. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And the Bears are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception's really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right. Yard line.
I think what we just saw there with that fumble return is the increased emphasis on taking the ball away from another team. And no one wants to just fall on in football anymore, do they?
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Ready?
To throw on 2nd down, Lucas. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Lucas. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, not able to believe their good fortune probably. 1st and goal at the 2.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession, and they can run the score up even further as they begin this drive with a 1st and goal and that huge lead. They'll toss to Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings just continue to roll.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to solve that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
3, check, ready, go.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
Nice pickup, 10 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lucas. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He had some of these mistakes, though, because now
I used to do that shit with Warren Sapp back in the day online. I would always drop back my D tackle and play center field.
Or you start thinking about going to his
You get picks galore. Couldn't believe it.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Doyle. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Yannick Ngakoue picks up his second sack of the afternoon. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Singletary loses it.
And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Cade Otton.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And now here is another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Here we go.
2nd and 6.
Off play action. Lucas.
This pass is caught by London. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. And this looks like a roughing call. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball. And unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegal and stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Ready, ready. Opposite, 3, Smith, red.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he...
O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field. Did he keep those feet in bounds?
Try to sneak one by the old ball coach in a 77 zip game.
His decision to throw the challenge flag, a good
Throw the red hanky, man.
Offense on 3rd down today. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line.
60 yards on the ground for him so far.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays, really hurts the team on defense.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run again with Harris. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. Looking to throw. Doyle.
Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw. Doyle. He gets it complete to Harris.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice, consistent gain.
They go play action here on 1st down.
And that is incomplete. Too good there, and it's 2nd down. An option handoff given to Harris.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 21. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Second catch for him today. Will wind up a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll go with a keeper. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears now ready to take over again. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Throwing to start the drive. Lucas. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Looking to throw. Lucas. And now here is another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So the Vikings bringing the offense back onto the field. They'll go for 2 here. They're going to run it with Harris. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
It's a quarterback sneak, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point by Carlson, up and good.
Horoscope did say we're going to have a pretty good day. This is disgusting.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fields it right around the goal line. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down. Back to throw. Lucas.
He'll get this out wide to Singletary.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lucas.
And this will be caught by Edwards.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. Back to throw again. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, but after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Got his man. It's London. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, he'll drop to throw.
There's Trimble, the tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Over the middle, caught by London.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was that they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Minnesota,
they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0.
And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.